Hello, my name is Jalen Johnson, and my topic is about family communication. My guests here are Curtis,
Naya.
and like I said, my topic is about family communication. I think communication nowadays is very important because without communication, you can't really, see how your loved ones are doing or how your friends are doing. And just communication in general can really, have a good bond together because as communication goes on, we have a lot of, in today's society, we have a lot of types of communication, whether it's through social media or just through the phone in general or like a computer, there's different types of communications. And I know with me personally, I don't want to say a bad type of communication with my family, but it's not strong like how it should be, to be honest. And I feel like that's a little on my part, but on their part because I don't really talk to a lot of my family members just because I don't know. I find it weird over time to have a family member follow me on Instagram. So it's like, why you find that's awkward? You gonna be watching what I'm doing. But now I realize over time, I'm glad I have them added on Instagram or Snapchat so they can always talk to me and see what's going on. And with Instagram, it's more than just communication. They make posts and see that they're doing good. So that's also a type of way of communicating with others, whether it's through pictures or just talking in general. And the way communication works nowadays, you don't really just pick up the phone and call somebody. It's usually just more like an event, like if something's happened, whether it's a death in the family or like a reunion or those type of things of that nature. And I feel like with deaths in the family, that's not a good time to really catch up with one another and start really communicating because it's like, oh, now that there's a death in the family, now you want to start talking to me and really want to try to have a better bond with me. That's not really a good thing to do. So it's like, that's why I think it's better to have a better, communication with them now. So when that, event does come, y'all already caught up, y'all cool, you have a good connection with one another. So my first scenario is, say you have a favorite friend, cousin, you know what I'm saying? We all have cousins or family members that are all cool. And say, over time y'all hanging out playing and something happens. You may break the controller or y'all get into a heated argument. And over time y'all just drift apart from each other and stop talking from each other. Because me personally, I actually had that, I've had it to where I actually broke my cousin controller once. And I'm not gonna lie, we do not talk to this day. We don't even talk no more. But the thing about me is, when it comes to family, I do say, happy birthday or congratulations. Like with my other cousin, she does track and field, and I saw she went to conferences, so I definitely congratulated her. Me and her, we catch up time to time. But with my other cousin, we don't really, we don't really talk like that. I feel like it's kind of my fault and his fault at the same time, because like we never decided to reach out with each other. So that's why I feel like that's just a bad thing to do. And with the scenario, I put that as a scenario because I feel like, that's such a big thing. You know what I'm saying? We all have cousins that are, cool, we play with, have fun with. And for them to just drift apart from you, that's just like, that's something that's gonna hurt you inside. Because that's someone close. When you go to that barbecue, they come over like, oh, I got somebody to hang with. But now it's just like, oh, what's up? You know what I'm saying? That's not really cool. So for the questions I will be asking you guys, my first question is, from the scenario that I said recently about, you and your cousin drifting apart, do you feel like it's either your problem or his problem?
So I guess in your case, it could be your problem because you was the one using his valuable stuff, and then since you broke it, I don't know what exactly happened, but after you broke it, I feel as though y'all should came together and apologize to each other.
With me, I feel like you should have just talked to your cousin and said, I'm sorry and stuff, but more so the adults could have also made you two a bit more closer, like the mom or his mom, get closer and talking about the situation and everything. So next time it will happen again and that everyone's comfortable about the controller being broken, that it can get fixed instead of breaking up on each other.
Okay. My second question for y'all is, what is the communication like with y'all family?
So the communication on like my dad's side is very good. We all come together like during like Christmas time, Thanksgiving. We try to like basically have like little family gatherings, if that makes sense, every now and then. And then on my mom's side, it's like everybody like, split off kind of. Like we might speak on social media, and then like how you said before, when it come like funerals and stuff, that's the time when we catch up, but it's not close.
And for me, on my dad's side, my siblings, I'm close to like only 2 or 3 of them. The rest of my siblings I don't really talk to. I'm close with my grandma on my dad's side, but otherwise I don't really talk to them. On my mom's side, I'm more so like, I talk to my grandma every day. I see my aunts, my cousins a lot. We don't talk often, but when we do, it's like a good moment to rekindle. So it's pretty good.
Okay. For the scenario 2, my scenario would be throughout times, like I said earlier, you know, communication is a big thing, and I see a lot. You know, I've seen movies before, and just I've seen it actually in person. I've seen only families, you know, I've seen families drift apart to where they don't even talk no more, or they have hatred for each other, and you know, they do not talk at all. They'll delete the contact, even block the number. So for this scenario, it's more like, say you have a favorite auntie or aunt or cousin, whatever. If they was to get into it with your mother, do you feel like that is something you should communicate with the cousin or mom, or do you feel like you should communicate that with all 3 of them, to be honest?
I feel like it should be one-on-one, because if you speak in a group, it can get escalated more quickly. Like, it'll be a bunch of people just like not listening to each other, more so like aggressive listening, like talking to like attack each other, and it might get physical. So it's good to talk to each other behind closed doors, just to see how one feels and the other feels, and not pick sides, but more so have an open mind about the situation, and then come together when time is ready. So.
I believe that you should do one-on-ones with the aunt and the cousin, because you as a person don't want to interfere with whatever they got going on. You should want to have good communication with each family member.
So as a summary, wrap up and summary for this group discussion, it's more just about like how communication with family is really big and real important, because like I said earlier, through times you never know how your loved ones are really doing in life, because you never know, anything can happen, to be honest. So it's like, it's better for you to really start now, or even start before, really communicate with them, so that y'all have that strong bond and connection. That's something you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose a bond or a connection with your family, especially communication too. You don't want to lose that with family, because that's your family right there. That's people you love, you gonna be with forever. So that's something me personally I like to do. I see my parents, they have good strong connections, and it's like you have bumpy roads. Sometimes y'all get in arguments, but seeing my mom just go back, settle your differences with them, and really just talk to them, figure out what's going on and get over it and start living life again, and having that communication that they had before, where it's just on good terms and a good bond. I find that really good, and that's why I find that important, and that's one of the reasons why I feel like that family communication is a good topic to speak on. So for my last question for them, my question would be, do you feel that family communication is important, and why?
Family communication is definitely important. Just like how you said, like that's going to be like the people you with basically until you die type thing. So you want to make sure you have their back and they got your back.
I feel like family communication is really important, especially like in certain aspects when aging, getting older, going out to college. Some people be Marines, and family deaths happen, so it's important to stay close in contact and like always look out for each other, not just gather together when a funeral is like happening.
For my second question is, how do you think you can improve your communication and connection with your family?
I feel as though, like, since the way how society is now, almost everyone has like a cell phone. So I feel as though you should make like a big group chat and try to like plan stuff to do as a family to get together.
I feel like everyone should just, you know, make more family gatherings and come together and like have events. Like, you know, when it's someone's birthday, just have like a big birthday party for like your grandmother, your mother. It could just be like housewarmings, like little events. You can also like connect on social media and just talk to one another. Like, it's not hard just because the phone is just so useful. So it makes a way for everyone. So,
Indeed, has some valid points. You know, that's real good reasons and answers of why family communication is really good. So, yeah, you know, that's the end of my group discussion on why family communication is really important. So, yeah, see y'all next one.